Alrighty people, so welcome to Festival Diaries, day 32. We're still at Evolve Festival. I'm here with Peter Sterios and we are in front of a very large, if you can kind of see, that's a plane, that's the tail, that's the front. So we're in front of the plane here at Founders Heritage Park for Evolve Festival. Peter, thanks for being on the show.
Oh, my pleasure.
So for those who don't know you, what's your magic? What do you offer?
I offer yoga for healing, working through the subtle body with a dose of humor thrown in. Sometimes it's good humor and sometimes it's not so good.
And where are you from?
I'm currently living in California. We lived here in Nelson for a year and a half last year. And I'm back here now going, why did we leave?
But you've had a long-standing love affair with New Zealand, right?
I have.
You were here in the 80s originally, playing rugby?
Early 90s, yeah.
Early 90s.
Yeah, the rugby days that was the perfect foil for my yoga career because I had so many injuries.
Yeah. Awesome. So how long have you been teaching yoga for?
35 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? That's one of the things I love about having you at a festival is you bring the depth of experience
Thank you.
and wisdom.
Thank you.
You know, and I think that's so important because there's, a lot of amazing teachers out there, but they might have only been teaching for 2 or 3 years and they just can't bring what you bring.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I would not have been doing it this long if I didn't love it.
Yeah.
It's the best me shows up when I'm teaching. You know? Do you notice that?
Yeah. It's
The
like,
best version of me shows up when I teach.
Yes, I think that's why I'm on a festival tour because I feel the same. It's like go on tour, do the festivals. It's like the best me shows up.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So, which festivals have you done this season in New Zealand?
Oh, in New Zealand, we did the first ever New Zealand Spirit Fest South Island, which was a ton of fun. Beautiful outdoor setting, away from the city, just a wonderful community of people that showed up from everywhere, the North Island, South Island, even some international. And then this one, Evolve here in Nelson. And then when I get back, coming up shortly is the Sedona Yoga Festival, Sedona is just one of these magical places in the States, in Arizona. Red rock cliffs everywhere. And 2 months after that, the Telluride Yoga Festival.
You're hitting the big ones.
Well, they're big in a way, but only because they're the only ones left. Most of the big festivals have kind of, like Wanderlust is toast.
Is it dead?
Because of the pandemic.
Oh my goodness.
And the reason that Sedona and Telluride survived, like here in Nelson, it's run by a family. Both those festivals are family run, just like here in Nelson. And I'm willing to just go to great lengths to support those because they're so different. You know? It's intimate. It's like a little rough around the edges, but it's kind of cool too, you know?
Yeah.
So, and you run into people that you haven't seen in years, and also you start conversations with people that you had never even met, and they go away being your best friend.
Yeah, and then you see them at the next festival.
Exactly.
So what is it about festivals? I mean, do you remember your very first ever festival?
Yeah.
What was it?
It was Yoga Journal in Estes Park, Colorado.
Wow.
And there was this certain air about it because all the big name American yoga teachers were in it, and here I am, just like hadn't been teaching more than a few years, really. And I was a little intimidated, but that first class, it was just like, oh, this is awesome. Yeah, the people come, they're all in a good mood. They've left all their trouble at home, and they just, again, they're showing up for the best version of themselves. And I love that about festivals.
Yeah. So when you're doing the festivals and then you're stepping back into sort of day-to-day life, how do you integrate the awesomeness of the festival scene with day-to-day life and keep the magic going?
Well, I have just a brief couple-week period of depression, and then I realize I gotta still take out the trash and cook the meals and do all the things while my wife's in a master's degree and full-time student. And but other than that, it's wonderful.
Yeah. Don't you cook meals and take out the trash while you're on the festival circuit?
Not really.
Oh, do you go to all the market stalls?
No, I mean...
How do you feed yourself?
Well, I'm usually staying with friends who take care of me. And then the odd, like in Christchurch, I was in an Airbnb. There was really no time for me to eat, So, and I actually, this is true. I use these breaks sometimes to fast.
Yes.
So I will just live on liquids and maybe occasionally some rice and dal at a stall, but like I've only had one meal today.
Yeah.
And that's probably all the meal I'm going to have.
I find that with festivals too.
Yeah.
Like I don't really eat meals. Like today I made myself a homemade smoothie in a jar.
Yeah, that would have
You
been.
know, all the nutrition is in there.
Do you have electricity in your tent?
Nah,
How
I
did
go
you-
super basic because I put it in a jar and I shake it up.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like smoothie powder, maca powder, chia seeds, some kind of oat milk or whatever,
Right.
cinnamon, cardamom.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
And I just shake.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to borrow that.
It's so good.
Oh, and hey, by the way, I used your line about, and now a word from my sponsor.
How'd it go?
Not only did I not sell any books, I went negative. Someone took one of my books.
Oh my God.
And when that happens, I just think that person really needs
They
my
needed
book.
your book.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, tell us about your book. What's it called? You don't have a copy in your
No,
bag?
yeah, I do. But we're hooked, so
We're
I can't.
hooked. Yeah.
So it's a book called Gravity and Grace. It's about helping people awaken to the inner bodies that yogis talk about, known as a subtle body. And most of it is sourced from my experience of recovering from a broken back. And that kind of dark night of the soul journey of being by yourself, trying to decide, should I get surgery? Should I not?
Yeah.
You know, what am I doing? What is this going to mean for my life moving forward? And in the end, I opted out of the surgery and was pleasantly surprised by what universe provided me with insight and the right people, the right books, the right opportunities, treatments, just everything just fell into place for me. And 12 months later, I'm actually better than normal because the back injury forced me to break my addiction to pushing and open to softening. Yeah. So that creating softness through practice of yoga, which applies to life really. It's helped me in my relationships, especially the difficult relationships in my life, family and stuff. And it's definitely improved my marriage. So, yeah.
I loved your book because it was so much about the more subtle aspects of yoga. It really brought in that. It was such a good read. I just loved hearing of your story of coming into yoga, and it was Shandor?
Shandor.
Yeah, Shandor that you first started working with, and then that whole journey. It's fascinating. Grace and
Gravity and Grace.
Gravity and Grace. Gravity
Yeah.
and Grace. So check that book out.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say about the festivals?
Well, the festivals in New Zealand for me, I enjoy because there's 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not even
2
6
degrees.
degrees. Exactly.
2 degrees.
It's
Come
2
on.
degrees of separation, you know, and that I love about New Zealand. I've met the most incredible New Zealanders in my time here, going back so many years. And it's not that you don't meet people in the States, it's just, it's so accessible here. So,
Well, there's 250 million people in the States,
Exactly.
right? There's like 5 million people here.
That's right. And I think I've met 4 million of
You
them.
probably have.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So if anyone is watching this and they want to do some yoga with you, are you on again at Evolve?
Yes, I'm teaching again tomorrow at 10:30 to 12, and it's going to be about this quality of levity. Levity, this kind of byproduct of grounding and gravity.
So as you ground, then you can levitate?
Yeah, and not only levitate physically, but levitate psychologically.
Ooh, so I would be there for that, but I'm also presenting at 10:30.
I know, why did they do that?
Well, yeah.
We're going to have to talk to the management
I don't
next
know,
year.
like who's doing this village schedule? And then for those who aren't at the festival, are you doing any more yoga things while you're in New Zealand before you leave?
I am teaching a 5-day early morning immersion in Nelson at the Koru Center starting Monday morning from 6 to 8:30.
Cool.
And the people that have reached out to me from the festivals go, why are you doing it so early? I need my sleep. And I said, well, actually, when you do yoga that early, you need less sleep.
This is true.
And you also are motivated to go to bed earlier, which sets up a whole new pattern, neurological pattern in your physiology that is just life-giving. And
Sell those early morning rises.
It is. It is. I'm trying to sell it. I know that I'm a small minority of being an early morning riser, but I'm trying to invite people to that, beautiful
It's
experience.
a beautiful way to break pattern because it's only 5 days.
That's right.
And you make the commitment and you pay the money and you know that you just need to show up and then you're going to take care of business and people just need to surrender to the space that you're holding.
That's right. And if you're listening to this, watching this right now, and you sign up for the class starting Monday, just sign up with the early bird discount and you got it, even though you've missed it.
So how do people sign up?
They go online to their banks here in New Zealand and just direct deposit into my ANZ account. You can go onto my Instagram page or my website, levityyoga.com, and get all the
details. All right,
the
so
details.
levityyoga.com. I will put the Instagram tag on here. Peter, thank you so much for joining me on Festival Diaries, day 32, folks, and we are rocking it.
Yeah.
What do you
Thank
reckon?
you. Yeah. Thank you.